Hi, it's Sylvester, and I recently came out as a transmasculine non-binary man, and I wanted to explain what I mean by that. I have in the past tried to explain it, but I think I did a bad job. And I do not owe anyone an explanation. Nobody is obligated to explain their gender identity to anyone else. But I wanted to explain myself because I think that there are some people out there who don't understand, who genuinely do want to understand. So I'm going to do my best to try to help those people understand my gender identity, how I identify. And I also wanted to say that I cannot speak for anyone but myself. I cannot speak for any other trans people. I cannot speak for any other non-binary people. I cannot speak for anyone but myself. I can't even speak for any other transmasculine non-binary men because everybody's gender identity is unique to them. This is just how I identify. This is just how I feel. Okay? So, transmasculine. Basically, what that means, and I think that there are many ways to kind of explain what transmasculine means, but essentially, for me, what I mean when I say that I'm transmasculine, what I'm trying to say is that I was assigned female at birth, but I don't identify on the female at the female part of the gender spectrum. I identify somewhere more masculine than where I was assigned at birth, if that makes any sense. So trans, as in transgender, meaning your gender identity is something other than what you were assigned at birth. So I was assigned female, and that is not my gender identity. I do not identify as female, so that is where the trans comes from. And the masculine part of transmasculine means that I belong somewhere more towards the masculine parts of the gender spectrum. So, yeah, when I say that I am a non-binary man, what I mean by that is that since gender is a spectrum, you can picture it as like a circle. There are many good images. If you go to Google, you can search up gender spectrum. And when people think of a spectrum, a lot of times they think of just like a line where it's like male on one side, female on the other side, androgynous in the middle. And that is a very oversimplified version of the gender spectrum. The gender spectrum is actually more of a circle. It's a continuum. It's very complex, because gender is very complex. And so when I say I'm non-binary, what I mean by that is that I do not belong in the gender binary. I do not identify as purely male or purely female, because that is obviously the binary. The binary is male or female, and I don't fit into male or female. I am somewhere on the gender spectrum that is near where male is, which is why I identify as a non-binary man, because I belong in the part of the gender spectrum that is close to male, but I'm not 100% male. And I also believe that there is some female in me. Now, I do not identify as female, but I do think that there is some female in me. You know, it's like, I think I read this on Facebook. It was explaining like bisexuality, but I think that this kind of works for non-binary gender identities as well. The color purple is a mixture of blue and red, obviously. But when you look at the color purple, it is not blue or red. And sometimes you can have purple that is more blue than red, and you can have purples that are more red than blue. And so I'm not red or blue. Let's say red is male, blue is female, or I guess it would be the other way around. Blue is male, red is female. Either way, I am neither red nor blue. I am purple, but I'm a very, very bluish purple, because blue is male in this example. And so like I've got a lot of blue in me, but there's still some red in me. And that is not how all non-binary people see themselves. That's not how all non-binary people would label themselves. You can be a non-binary man and not have any female in you whatsoever. But for me personally, when I say that I'm non-binary, what I mean by that is that I am purple with a lot of blue and a little bit of red. And so, yeah, because of all of the blue, that's why I think I'm a non-binary man and not just, I don't just call myself non-binary, I say non-binary man because that's more specific. It explains, I guess, the quote-unquote type of non-binary that I am. And so yeah, that's how I like to see myself. But like I said, even though I'm mostly blue, there is some red in me. And that red is the female in me. And again, I would not identify as female. You don't call purple that has a lot of blue in it blue, right? And you don't call it red, even though there's a little bit of red in there. You still call it purple. So I'm still non-binary, even though there's a little bit of female in me. And I'm still mostly male, even though there's a little bit of female in me. So calling me female would be incorrect. That would be like calling purple red, right? So I am... I'm a little bit. I have a little bit of female in me, and I said in a previous video that I like to name the female in me. My dead name is Stephanie, and you are not allowed to call me Stephanie because dead naming a trans person is absolutely not okay. But I'm allowed to call myself Stephanie, and so on days when I'm feeling like there's a little bit more red in my purple, on days when I'm feeling a little bit more female than usual, then I will often think of myself as Stephanie, or I will think of Stephanie as being present. Like, even if I'm still Sylvester, but there's a little bit of Stephanie in me. There's a little bit of Stephanie hanging around in my brain. You know what I'm saying? And then on days when I feel like I'm half and half, like I'm half male, half female, because my gender identity moves around on the gender spectrum. I'm not stationary. It's different from day to day, hour to hour. Sometimes I feel more female. Some days I feel way more male. Some days I feel like I'm right in the middle, and so I'm having one of those days where I'm feeling kind of right in the middle, like I'm half female, half male. So using the purple metaphor, I'm like a purple that is half red, half blue. I'm just like perfectly half, and of course it's not actually perfectly half. I'm still more blue than red. I'm still more male than female, but I feel the presence of Stephanie more powerfully than usual. And on days like today, I have a name for what I call myself when I feel like I'm kind of half Stephanie, half Sylvester. I call myself Sylvephany, which obviously is a silly name, but I like it. So, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Sylvephany. I'm not here all the time. I'm only here sometimes. But today I'm Sylvephany. So yeah, the thing is, it's really hard for me to explain what I mean when I say I feel more female than usual, because it's like, what does that mean to feel like I'm more female than I usually am? And for me, I equate female with femininity, and I equate male with masculinity. So when I say I'm feeling more female today, what I really mean is that I'm feeling more feminine. But that kind of is problematic to say that, because our definition as a society of what it means to be feminine and what it means to be masculine is based in patriarchy, first of all, and highly problematic and very stereotypical. Like, if you ask me how I'm feeling today, if I'm feeling more masculine or feminine, I would say I'm feeling a mixture of masculinity and femininity. And then if you push it further and say, well, what does that mean? Then I would just be relying on stereotypes. Like, what does it mean when I say that I feel more feminine than I usually do? Well, it means that I want to wear my wig, and I want to have cute hair that is often associated with women, and I want to wear adorable little animal ears, and like, that's all stereotype, and that's all based in what society thinks women should be and what society thinks femininity should be. Like, men can absolutely wear this hairstyle and still be men. You know, you can wear adorable little animal ears and still be a man. So you can, and like still consider yourself to be masculine. So again, when I talk about femininity and masculinity, I'm relying on harmful stereotypes. Like, again, if you ask me what does it mean when I say I'm feeling feminine today, well, what is femininity? And I think of femininity as softness, gentleness, nurturing, a nurturing nature. I think of it as this, like, I don't know, it like pink and light purple and like, again, stuff that society has taught me is what femininity means, but it's all made up. Like, pink hasn't always been considered a girl's color, so the fact that I associate pink with femininity is in and of itself problematic because I'm relying on what society has taught me femininity is rather than going on what I feel femininity is in my soul, you know? And to say that being feminine means being nurturing, that's based in patriarchy. Men can be nurturing and they should be. And not all women are nurturing. And to say that women are soft and sweet and gentle, again, not all women are soft and sweet and gentle, and plenty of men are soft and sweet and gentle, and that doesn't mean those men aren't men or that they aren't masculine. And so, you know, and it's like to say that women are soft and sweet and gentle is almost like saying that women are weak, men are strong, big strong man, whereas women are small and fragile and, you know, soft. And it's again, that's very patriarchal and that's very stereotypical and it's very problematic to associate femininity with those traits. So I don't really know what I mean when I say that I feel like I'm Sylvephany today. I don't know what I really mean when I say that I'm feeling feminine today, because my idea of femininity is based in problematic ideas. And so it's like, I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it without falling back on stereotypes. And so, yeah, I don't know. I just feel what I feel, and it's really hard to put it into words. But today, I feel like presenting more feminine, which again, society tells us what it means to present femininely, and so I resent that when I have the desire to wear a cute wig and cute little animal ears. It means that I am being feminine because, again, I can wear this hairstyle and wear this wig and still be masculine and still be a man. It just depends on what your idea of masculinity is, and it depends on how you define masculinity, and, you know, how you present doesn't negate how you feel on the inside. So I could be wearing a full ball gown and still be the most masculine person on the planet, but it's like well, then what does it mean to be masculine? You know, like, I guess it's like, it's not how you present, it's how you feel. But again, what does it mean to feel masculine? You feel strong, you feel, I don't know how to put it into words. It's just sometimes I feel masculine and sometimes I feel feminine. And unfortunately, it does kind of come down to stereotype and what society has taught me femininity and masculinity are. So anyways, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Stay frosty. Bye.